Donald Trump sent out his first tweet, I guess you should call it, from his new social media platform, Truth Social, this week. And of course, Donald Trump Jr. had to actually take a screenshot of it and then share it on Twitter, so that people would actually see it. He also tried very poorly to erase the number of retweets that it got because, not many people were there. But based on what we're seeing from this, again, tweet, I guess we call it, from the president on his new site, it is a carbon copy of Twitter. So that's probably going to get you in some trouble, copying something that already exists. But more importantly, experts in the tech industry have already predicted that Donald Trump's Truth Social is going to be a complete and total flop immediately after it launches. And here's why. Well, let me preface this by saying it's for the exact reasons I've been saying for months. But at least now, people who look at this stuff for a living, people who teach in colleges about technology, are saying the same things that I have been saying since November, and that is, there's no market for this. Let me read this. From Twitter knockoffs Parler, Gab, and Gitter to YouTube competitor Rumble, Truth Social has been preceded by a number of other free speech-centric platforms that have become right-wing havens. However, none have risen to large-scale success. That's according to Time magazine. And then Christina Lerman, professor at USC's Information Sciences Institute, says this: there's a whole social network for beer enthusiasts where they can come together and post reviews of beers. It's great that such a community exists where like-minded people can meet each other, but that doesn't mean that kind of niche community will be attractive to the mainstream. Then you have Joshua Tucker, who's co-director of NYU's Center for Social Media and Politics, who said, so when you start out by lopping off a large percentage of the population, that gets more challenging because it's harder to scale. And that's especially the case when there are alternatives out there that don't have the same limitations as you. So to distill all this down to the points I've been making, again, for months now, there's not enough people that want to use the damn thing. You've created a social media platform basically designed for pro-Trump people. And as Time pointed out, you already have Gab, Gitter, Parler, Frank Speech from Mike Lindell. And those are already not doing well. Twitter is still where it's at, even if Donald Trump is not there. That's literally, apparently, the only difference between his new social media site and Twitter, because the tweet, again, looks like a carbon copy of the Twitter format. So again, probably some legal problems that are going to pop up from that. But either way, it's the same thing, just including Donald Trump. So yes, you're going to get thousands of people. Hell, you may get tens or even hundreds of thousands of people using it. Parler did. And then within 2 months, Parler was already hemorrhaging users, talking about how traffic had dropped to almost just terrible levels. And it's because users said they found it boring. They get tired of talking into the echo chamber after a while. They want to interact with people. They want to fight with people, right? But you're not going to get that on Trump's site. All you're going to get is people who think exactly like you do, saying the exact same things you do, and that's going to get really boring really fast for all of these people. Not to mention, again, it's basically exactly like Twitter, except you don't get to have fights with anybody, but you do get to occasionally see messages from Donald Trump. And I'm sure all of his followers are going to be sharing those on real Twitter, because if they don't, nobody's going to ever see what the guy has to say. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.